So does anybody else watch the stock market channels? Because I've recently grown kind of fond of watching stock market channels. Yes, I know, it's kind of weird. It's kind of boring. Like, this is basically what you're looking at all day. There's just a bunch of numbers going by and stuff. But I kind of like it because when it's all on the screen and stuff, it's all going by and there's a lot to pay attention to. And I try to basically pay attention to everything that goes on. Like, I look at every single stock that passes by. Like, I'm sitting here going like this the entire time, just trying to watch it all. And it's kind of awesome because it kind of stimulates the brain and stuff. But besides the point, stock market channel is actually a lot cooler than you think it is. But that's neither here nor there. Today we're going to talk about Apple stock and why Apple stock has dropped, $50 within the past couple days, 10%. The reason Apple stock has dropped, and this is just coming from an uneducated 21-year-old kid who's just watching some TV, trying to understand the real world. The reason Apple stock has dropped so drastically is because Apple keeps selling us the same bullshit. And I mean that in the most respectful way possible, because Steve Jobs was an innovator. He had some amazing ideas, and Apple is a good company. Somewhat, in my opinion. Everything looks exactly the same. Everything is exactly the same. If you take an iPod, you look at an iPod. That's different. But then you take the iPhone. When the iPhone came out, it was cool. Nobody had, smartphone. It was different. But then they started making iPod Touch. Okay, cool. You're going to make your iPod look like an iPhone. It's going to be an iPhone, but it's not going to be an iPhone. It'll be cheaper, but it won't be a phone. But it can basically do everything that an iPhone can kind of do. Like, you can get online with it. People don't really call each other anymore on these things. You text somebody or you get on Facebook or whatever. So being a phone is basically pointless. So they made the iPod Touch. And then they made the iPad, which was cool. It was a tablet. First, thing that they put out. But it kind of looked like the iPhone and it kind of looked like the iPad. I understand that. You're trying to make it all seem similar. Same company. Everything else is different. Your stuff's all the same. I understand that. That makes sense. That's cool. Whatever. What the fuck is an iPad mini and why is it here? It is a big iPod Touch, but it is a small iPad. Like, where are you supposed to put it? Can you put it in your pocket? Do you put it in a backpack? Like, what do you do with it? If you put it in a backpack, isn't it going to get crushed? Because it's like, like your phone, your iPod, you put in your pocket, your iPad, you get like a little case for it. Why would you get a little case for a thing that's it's two phones or three phones maybe even lined up, and it's small. And what about the big kids that are trying to? And I have a problem typing on this thing. I'm a big dude. I'm 6'4". Like, I have a big hand compared to phone, But the iPod Mini, the iPod Mini, the iPod Mini is. And when are we gonna have the iPods that are like this big? Because that they're thinking about it. That they've got an iPad that's. Hold on, I got you. They're gonna have an iPod. It's gonna be the size of this. We all know that. People have joked about that. Saturday Night Live's joked about that. All kinds of people have joked about that. Because all the iPod is just getting smaller and smaller and smaller. Soon it's going to be this big, and you're going to put it like that, and you're going to listen to it through your mouth. That's what their new thing's going to be. That's how they're going to be inventive. And everything they have is made in China. iPhones are like $900 without a contract, and they're made in China. For what reason? They're like this big, like that thin. Yeah, that's cool. It's thin. It's it probably costs like $10 to make. I don't know how much it costs. We'll need to Google it. I'll try to put something right there, see how much it is. Why are we spending so much on something that is so small? Just so they can put more money in their pockets and give more money to China and take away from, like, why can't they build a place in America and start making iPoos in America and make better stuff? Because I've had a lot of problems with Apple products. I know a lot of people who have had problems with Apple products. I don't disown Apple products. I don't not like Apple products. I like Macs. Macs are wonderful. I like Macs better than a normal laptop or desktop or anything. But the iPhone doesn't really have anything super special to me. versus like an Android phone or something like that. I choose to have Android. I feel like Android is more user friendly. I feel like there's a little more, I don't know, personality in it. You can put yourself into it, not to a full extent as far as like, I don't know, like your MySpace page where you can like just pimp it out or something like that. But it's, you can change a couple things and stuff like that, and you don't have to crack your phone or anything like that beforehand in order to get some cool stuff. So if they made their stuff look cooler, like, you know, every screen looks basically the same. You know, you've got your four little, you got that. They all look like that. Where are we at? We've got widgets, so there's bigger things. You know, I can scroll over. That's the wrong way. You know, I got like a big, you know, email widget and stuff like that, which is cool. I dig that. You know, why do I want to keep clicking on a button to do everything? Why can't I just have a widget that does it for me? Besides the point. Maybe not besides the point. That's kind of more on the point. They need a better software. They need something more user-friendly. It can't just be a square button that just says what it needs to be cooler. It needs to do more than just be a button or an icon. It needs to, I don't know, it needs to entertain me better. It needs to make me want to use the phone more. I mean, instead of just using it as a phone, like they all, like, again, it all comes back to the same fact. They all look the exact same, and they are all cheaply made. They are not made very well. My girlfriend recently bought me an iPod. Just an iPod. Not a touch. Just an iPod. Shouldn't be too much mechanics in there, right? It's just the square iPod. It holds music, plays videos. That's it. That's all I wanted to do. That's all I needed for. I don't want to have my music on my phone because my phone battery is going to die and all that bullshit. I want my music to be on an iPod. That's it. That's all I want from them is an iPod, music, that's it. It has had so many problems since I've had it. I've had to restart it and do all kinds of other stuff to it, and it is just, I don't get it. It came out of the box, said made in China, cost like $200. I don't understand it. Where does, I mean, literally, it cannot cost that much for them to make some of these devices. And they are just charging out the ass on the things, just so they can have more of our money. But I think some people have finally gotten fed up with it. Apple stock has dropped drastically. Not to say that it's not going to come back, not to say that they don't have amazing new ideas, but they really need to change up their game. Everything can't be the exact same thing over and over and over and over and over. Just make something cool. Once again, do what Steve Jobs did the first time, but don't keep doing the same thing over and over. It doesn't make sense. Why would you create the exact same thing with like minor tweaks and then shove that out to us? Why would you give us a new phone charger that just ruins everything, and now you have to get a new charger to charge this, and then there's other chargers to charge this? And has anybody ever noticed that the chargers at the Apple Store cost like $40 for like a plug and some cable wire? Like, I feel you could make your own with like an old iPod cord and like some wire and like some snips. You know, just besides the point. I mean, if the Chinese can do it, I can do it. I could Google it. I could figure it out. I don't know. I feel that Apple has lost their mojo, basically. I mean, they don't have like an individuality anymore because everything now is just copying off of what they've done. So once again, you know, they need to step up and create something that is just going to blow the minds of consumers. Because if they don't, and they just keep giving us the same bullshit but in smaller forms, you're not gonna go anywhere. We all know it, Apple. You know it. Steve Jobs wouldn't want you to keep making the same shit over and over again. I think it's awful that all of your products are made in China. I feel that such an amazing company in the United States should have their products made in America. You know, I just don't know. I'm just a guy going off about nothing. So, yeah, that's my take on Apple. I like parts of the company. We all wish certain things were changed in America. I feel that if Apple based majority of their stuff in America and maybe even made their products in America with American, what is the word? Resources. That's the word we're looking for. If they could get deals on like some resources cheaper and then build them here in America, it would give us more jobs, obviously. not Steve Jobs. That's Steve Jobs is Jobs. If they built more American stuff in America, it would give us more jobs. As big of a company as Apple is, they could probably not single-handedly, but they would have a very large impact. They would have a very large impact on American jobs. I mean, their stock at greatest, 52-week was $700 at a 52-week high was what it was. And now we're at 460. It went away. We're at 458.52. We're down 10 point. Sorry, it went down again. We're down 10.82%. Their stock is expensive. I'm not going to say that it's not still expensive. It dropped a lot though. But if they could put more American jobs up, I feel that people would respect their company more and perhaps buy their product. Even if they're selling us the same bullshit over and over again, if they made the bullshit in America, I feel that it would be a better company overall. I think their stock could even go higher than 700 if they made everything in America and all American jobs and no bullshit, no, oh, we need to get rich, oh, we need more money, blah, 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 blah. They've got like $100 billion or some bullshit from their stock that they don't know what to do with. I don't know. I forgot what they said, but why do you need to be super rich and give us the same bullshit products from China? Why can't you just be kinda rich and give us amazing products that were made in America? And then America could sell things to the rest of the world, and then Apple could probably be number one. You know, it would help our economy and America would get better. And I'm not just saying that towards Apple. There's a lot of companies that shit's just made in China and it's awful, and yes, you're trying to make as most money as possible and blah, 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 blah. But when you go to a retail store and you find a hoodie for like $100 and you see a hoodie that looks exactly the same thing, but it doesn't have like a special person's name on it and it's like $30, I mean, which is a normal American going to buy? Are you going to be more average to buy the higher end product, or are you going to buy the lower end product? When in reality, it is made in the exact same place using the exact same materials. I don't care if you people don't believe that or not, but everything that says made in China, made in Taiwan, made in Japan, blah, 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 it's all made with the same shit, right? It's just got a different logo on it. You know, sorry to bore you guys for so long, but I just needed to get that out there. So Apple, please give us better ideas. Make something cool. Make like a tooth you can put in, and then like when you click it, it'll make like a screen in front of our face, and we can just move our head and it'll be right there. Or like some glasses that have like a screen on them, and we can search the web there and have like a little virtual thing. Like, make it futuristic. Don't give us the same bullshit. I'm sorry. I've said that way too many times. Again.